Emeka sat at the back of his class, staring blankly at the blackboard. The math teacher's voice faded into the background as he worried about his mother's debt. Suddenly, the principal barged in and handed him a letter. "You are being dismissed from school. Your mother hasn't paid your fees for the past 6 months." The whole class turned to look at Emeka. His face burned with shame. Slowly, he packed his bags, ignoring the murmurs and whispers. Outside the classroom, Emeka walked home in silence, his bag slung over his shoulder. When he reached his mother's roadside stall, she was flipping akara in hot oil, the scent filling the air. "Mama, they sent me away," he said quietly. Mama Emeka sighed deeply, wiping her hands on her apron before pulling him into a tight embrace. "My son, don't lose hope. God will make a way." But in the background, their nosy neighbors whispered, shaking their heads. What will he do now? Another street boy in the making. Emeka clenched his fists. He refused to be another statistics. Days later, Emeka wandered into a small cyber cafe, hesitantly pulling out the little money he had to pay for 30 minutes of browsing. The hum of old desktop computers filled the air. He scrolled through the internet and suddenly a video caught his eyes. "How I made my first $1,000,000 from coding." His heart raced. Could this be his way out? Determined, Emeka clicked on a free online coding course. The dusty cyber cafe smelled of old wires as he leaned forward, absorbing every word on the screen. For the first time, he felt in control of his future. "If I can learn this, I can make money online." But just as he started practicing, a group voice interrupted him. "Your time is up. Pay for more or leave." Babatunde, the cafe owner, said. Emeka swallowed hard. He didn't have another naira to spare. Walking home through the busy street of Lagos, Emeka's mind raced. He couldn't ask his mother for money. She barely made enough to feed them. But as he stood by her stall, serving akara to customers, a well-dressed woman noticed him. "Young man, why aren't you in school?" Emeka hesitated before replying. I want to learn tech." She smiled. "I work in IT. If you are serious, I can give you some resources." Hope sparkled in Emeka's eyes. That night, using his mother's old phone, Emeka downloaded coding PDFs and practiced on a free mobile app. Sitting on the floor in the dim light, his fingers hovered over the tiny screen. "Sleep, my son," Mama Emeka said from the doorway. But Emeka shook his head. "I am building something." His mother sighed, touching his shoulder. "Then build well." Months passed. Emeka worked at the store during the day and studied at night. Finally, he took a bold step. In a crowded internet cafe, his hands trembled as he pressed submit on his first fever gig. Would anyone hire a self-taught dropout? Days later, his phone buzzed. A notification flashed across the screen. Someone had placed an order. His heart pounded. He got his first job. When the payment finally came through, Emeka ran through the market, waving his phone in excitement. "Mama, I did it. Someone paid me in dollars." Mama Emeka covered her mouth, tears rolling down her cheeks. "My son, your destiny is bigger than this street." As orders increased, Emeka reinvested his earnings, saving enough to build a second-hand laptop. The shopkeeper raised an eyebrow. "You sure you want this?" "That's a lot of money for a young man," Emeka nodded. "This laptop is my future." With his skills growing, Emeka got invited to a free tech networking event. When it was his turn to speak, he stood up nervously. "I started with nothing. No school, no connections, just my phone and determination. Now I build websites for clients worldwide." The room fell silent. Then a man in a sharp suit, Mr. Segun, smiled. "Come see me after this event. I like your spirit." Days later, Emeka sat in a sleek office across from Mr. Segun. A contrast slid across the table. "We need young minds like you in our company. I am offering you a 6 month contract." Emeka stared at the papers. "You mean I will be working for a real tech company?" "Yes, and if you do well, this is just the beginning." Tears welled in Emeka's eyes. He had finally made it. Emeka walked through the market wearing a smart outfit. His mother was busy attending to customers, unaware of what was coming. He approached her. "Mama, close the shop. You don't have to do this anymore." She looked up confused. "I got a real job, Mama. Your son is now a tech professional. This boy made it." "My son, you did it?" Her voice breaks, and before she can say another word, she pulls him into a tight embrace. Around them, the market women pause, watching the emotional moment unfold. Someone whispers, "This boy made it." Another claps, and soon the entire market erupts in cheers. Mama Emeka sobs into his shoulder. "I always knew God would make a way." Emeka holds her tighter. "And now, Mama, you will rest. You have done enough." As the sun sets over the marketplace, mother and son stand together, surrounded by applause. Their journey of struggle and sacrifice finally leading to trophy. Emeka sitting on a stylish office chair looking at the camera with confidence. He said, "If I can do it, so can you. Start now, start small, but never stop learning." Emeka's story is not just his, it belongs to every dreamer fighting for a better future.